not like a really dark, distorted black. So it really, we do, what the fuck? It really will help you out. Why did I just do that? Yo, what is going on, guys? This boy Seso here, bringing you another Photoshop tutorial, and I'm gonna give you this banner tutorial that I did promise you guys. I, asked you guys my last previous video. I said if you hit 300 likes or so in this video, I will be doing the banner tutorial that actually has relevance to the phase adapt banner that I've done. One of my cool friends and clients and such. So you guys pulled it off, almost 350 plus, and it keeps growing. And I love that you guys are like, oh, this is a cool effect and all that cool stuff. So I really appreciate that. And also, I already hit 27,000 subscribers, so only 3K away from the big 30K milestone, so I'll be insane. I will be having a 30K pack, and I really will push to do as many new stuff as I always try to do in my milestone packs. So thank you guys so much for that, without getting all sobby and stuff, but really, thank you guys so much. I really hope you guys continue the support, as well as I can hope to just continue giving up good content, I think, right? That's why you guys are subscribing, right? So anyways, we're gonna get going. Before we do, though, there's this S Textures PSD that I actually have in the description below for you guys to download. I'll be using some of these textures in the video, so I always thought, if you guys want to use the same ones as me to actually get the closest resemblance to the banner as possible, you can go ahead and do that. You can go ahead and download these textures, or, simple textures and such, so you don't just get them smoke textures or whatever you want to get. But just do it if you want to really, get the same exact, the atmosphere, I would call it, the atmosphere in the background as I do. You can download the textures and all that stuff. So these pictures are just regular AW stock pictures, Advanced Warfare. Just I'm going to use them for like the little pictures I'm going to place inside the banner. And you guys also already know how to do the little effect I did in this banner right here. The what do we call it? The glow tear effect, right? In the tutorial we did previously that I actually get the likes on. So thank you guys so much for that. We're going to continue going with this banner tutorial. And let's get going right now. Alright guys, so let's get started with the setup of the banner right now. So we're going to go to the S Textures PSD, and we're going to start off with texture number 1 here. We're just going to drag this right in like so, and this little banner template we have here. And then once you do this, you just want to press Alt and Shift to make simple duplicates really quick. A nice little shortcut for you guys. And always remember when you're using, two textures and you want to make it so it's like fills it all the way, and you want to duplicate it, or don't make it bigger because it'll actually really mess up the quality of the texture that you're using or the image that you're using. You can just duplicate it, and then just once you duplicate it, you gotta really watch these little lines that form when you actually duplicate layers and put them on top of each other, since they're not the same exact, or the same exact thing, but since it's not the same exact how do you say, the same exact like overlapping, it'll form these little lines here. So you simply just want to take your eraser and then just erase the edges like so, and it'll get rid of that, and you won't be able to see the lines that well, or you really won't be able to see that it's actually two textures. So once you do that, you just control click on them, these two together, and press Control E. Actually makes your little duplicate, or not duplicate, makes your merge your layers together. I don't know why I was like stuttering there, but yeah, merge your layers together. And then just want to rename it whatever you want to name it. It's fine right there. But anyways, put this on overlay. And I'm just going to lower this down about 85 or 90. Whatever you like. I said, you always experiment with different layer styles. On my other take, I was actually experimenting with the layer styles, and actually found out something looks actually better. So actually the second thing we're doing right now. So we're going to drag in number 2. And like so. Just going to drag this in. Mostly everything we're going to be doing is going to be layered on overlay. Reason for that is just it's a simple, you really use simple tool to use. Using one layer style is fine. Mixing layer styles together like overlay and soft light and lighten, all those stuff really do work well together. If you're using like textures and making a background like an atmosphere, they really do work like really well together. So keep that in mind. So don't be afraid to experiment. But of course, if you want to try out overlay first and then compare it with the other ones, that's one of the best ways to do it. That's what I do. And with this one, I'm gonna put this on overlay just to see what it looks like, right? It looks fine. It looks like, as I said, I did this on my previous take, but it looks fine like this on overlay, messing around with the opacity and such. But for some reason, I feel like I was a lot better on soft light, because you actually see the texture a little bit better, and then also you can see the texture below it. It kind of looks all, really distorted here. But when I put this one on, you can actually see the layer below it more because it's on an overlay or a soft light. I mean, this is overlapping the light reflected on what's on the bottom of it. I don't know if that makes any sense, but in all reality, it just makes your darker textures lighter if you put your lighter textures above the darker ones. So if you're making your own, banner, highlight, how do I say highlight? Making your own banner atmosphere, your own banner backing here. Try and keep all the darker layers or darker textures below all the lighter layers, just so enough that you can actually get the exposure from the black, textures that are coming out. And just to do that, you simply just mess around with the layer styles, and also just, lower the opacity if you need to. That's why I say don't really merge them all together first. Make a group before you actually merge all the layers together in the group. Other than that, continue going here. So number 3 here, we're going to drag this in as well, like so. Alt, just kind of drag this all the way, using Alt to make a simple duplicate. And then I'm going to shift click on all these right here, press Control E, merge them together, and I'm going to use overlay, simple enough, and then just lower this down a little bit. I'll lower this one down just a little bit as well. And then with that, we'll just add a number 4. It's a nice little smoke texture here. And then just Alt Shift, and then get rid of this little line here. With the eraser, Control click, and then overlay once again, and then we're basically done. After we just simply just lower this down just a little bit. Alright, so basically we have a nice little atmosphere going here. Kind of looks like a smoky, just really nicely put together blended black background. So with this, it looks really fine this way if you want to use it this way. But to get this really nice smooth, like just it looks just so smooth, it looks like almost one texture itself. It's simple enough. We're just going to just group this together. I actually have this already grouped as the backing. Just press Control J to make the duplicate. Save this as your backup, so just name it backup or something. Just so you can always change it if you need to. And then Control E to merge this group together, or just right click merge group if you want to do that. We'll just name this background for now, like so. And then what we're gonna do right now is gonna go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. I'll just set it to about 7 pixels, right, like so. Press OK, and you can see already the layers will actually start blending together a lot more. The Gaussian blur actually makes the layer look almost like one texture. So that you can do that. You press Control F again to actually repeat the same exact process with the Gaussian blur on 7, but with already applied the already applied effect. So if I do it again, you can see it gets even more smoother. If I do it again, it'll get even more smoother. So you can go as high as you want to go, or if you want to blur it to you can almost see only one texture. You can't even notice those are multiple textures. That's fine. Do whatever you want to do. But I just Controlled F it twice, and just really nice, just like so. So with that, we have our backing done. We can just make a new layer now. And I'm going to go use our brush now. And we're just going to use a nice simple, zero hardness size brush here. And we're going to choose our color now. So we're going to go ahead and just choose purple. Purple is just always a great color. Alright, so with that layer 1 here, we're just going to click. And we can hold shift to either just click on the other side, or you can just drag it across if you want to. But just a simple, really quick trick is just to hold shift and then just click on the other side, like so. And then always with these light, colors, or these little vibrant colors, or applying any color to a black background, the first thing I would try is color dodge. It's one of the best looking things. I think it just looks really good. The way it just kind of covers up the black texturing, actually follows along the blacks, and just, I don't know, it just looks so good. Look at it. Look at it on overlay. Let's check it on overlay really quickly. See, it looks, no. Definitely stick to color dodge as your first go. If you really don't like it, try other things, but that's what I like the most. So with that, we can simply enough just actually I'm going to apply just a simple hue and saturation. So you can also change your color with this, but I'm going to just up the saturation just a little bit. There we go. Alright, so with that, I'm just going to name this light. I just kind of keep my layers nice and simple. And I'll just name that CC. It's a curve, but it's still messing around with the color correction, so I'm going to name it CC. So with that, we're going to actually just apply a little bit of highlights in the banner itself. So you can see here, let me show you. You see these little highlights, these little white edges, or not white edges, more lighter edges, I guess you can say. So these here, these little hexes, you can see these over here. We're just gonna apply those just so it can give the banner a little more life, not so bland, and also give it some more highlights in the background itself. So I'm just gonna use my brush pack. I'll show purchase it down below if you really want to. It's in the description below. It's $5 and it's really simple to use. You can see all these textures, all these right here are all mine. I also do update it a lot too, so if you want to get your hands on it, you can do that as well. And just enough, just going to click randomly with just one thing, just because what I'm going to do now is going to press Control F, because I still have the Gaussian blur applied, and I'm just going to blur this out just a little bit, and then just put it on overlay. And then with that, you can see these little highlights forming in now. Just lower the opacity just a little bit. And it's not dramatic, you can't really see what the shape was, of course, if you actually know what it was, but if you can't really tell, it just looks like highlights across the banner. So with that, I'm going to apply some of this more I'll just use this one now, different hex. There we go. And then Control F, blur it a little bit, and I'll blur it even more. And there we go. And then just a couple other things. I'm just going to do one more layer. And I'm going to use this one, and we're just going to go ahead and just simply click across like so. Put this on overlay. And then I'm just going to duplicate it like so, holding Alt and Shift, dragging it down, and then merging these two together, putting it back on overlay, and then blurring it out like so, and then lower the opacity. So there we go. So now we have like a little bit more highlights on the background itself. So if I actually just group these together, right? Call it highlights, something like that, right? And if I show you, it just gives the banner more, I guess, character, I guess you can say. So you can always just lower this opacity to the whole, so you don't have to mess with it too much. I'll do that. So there we go. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. So with that, you can always experiment with that kind of stuff. But we're just gonna work with the working on with these right here. These little what do I always say? Overlays, I guess, like top and bottom, like overlays, top and bottom overlays. So we're gonna use our Control H feature, the rulers here, and I'm gonna use our pen tool, which is P on our keyboard, or right here, this little light bulb looking thing. And with this, you can get either as dramatic as like anything. Like I've seen a lot of dramaticness with doing like this little style with the little overlays on top and bottom. But with that, you can just you can keep it simple enough. So I'm just gonna do something like not too crazy. Just do something like this, almost the same thing I did over here, right? Practically, I guess. But we're gonna do that, and then I'll click over here, and then just fill it off by going around the edges. And then with that, make a new layer. Right-click, fill path, and drop down to use black. It's just gonna be a template. So we're gonna press delete path, Control H to unhide these rulers. And then just simply to make a duplicate of this, just press Alt and Shift, just drag it down a little bit, and then a Control T for your free transform. Right click, flip horizontal, and then also flip vertically, so that can get the exact opposite of what you have on the top. But now you're gonna put on the bottom, like so. And then with this, I don't know if I really like what I'm going here, but it's fine for now. I mean, whatever. It's just a demonstration. But right now, we're just gonna use our W on a keyboard, which is actually the magic wand tool. And we're just going to select this little black bar we have. Just select either one you want to do first. Just unhide that right when you have it selected. See the outline of the path right here. Make sure you click on the background. Just make sure you click there. Promise you what you're going to be doing is taking basically cutting out or copying the exact background, all the blacks and all the merging of all that beautifulness, and making a duplicate of it in this path. So I'm going to right click, layer via copy while you're on the background. So you'll see, if I just drag this up a little bit, this is the exact, just all the settings that we did with the blur, all that cool stuff. Now that's in that little path region. So what we're going to do here is going to double click on it. I'll bring it back down here, though. I'll bring it down here. Yeah, that's fine. Double click on it and go to stroke and put the stroke size to either 2 or 1, whichever works for you. Put it on the color white. Just change the color to white, and then change your blend mode here to overlay. And then just change your inner shadow settings. We're just going to go ahead and just change it to, we'll just do 0, and then keep it on 5 or so. We'll do something like that. That's fine. So just lower my opacity to 60, so I have my distance at 0, my choke at 7, and my size I'll just put at 14. Get the same like little increments here. And then with that, you can just right click, copy layer style. And then we're going to do the same thing as we did on this one now. So we're going to click on this, use our W on our keyboard for the magic wand tool, select it, hide it, click on the background, right click, layer via copy, and then right click, paste layer style, since we have the same exact layer style on this one. And there we go. So we have that nice little look of it. And the reason why this one looks like it's more indented in the middle is because what I did was, I can also do this really quickly as well. I'll delete these really quickly. That's fine if you like this version. But if we just simply have these right here and we merge these two things together, like so, and then we can actually click the middle now, and then what you do is do the same exact thing. Right click, layer via copy. So what I did was combine these two together so that this is actually a selection of its own, and then right click, paste layer style, and there we go. Now it's in the inside, not the outside. So that's like a little flip you can do. Try out both of them and you see what you like the most. And now with this, we're gonna simple enough just we're gonna add a little bit of a color correction here. Just make it a little bit more darker. So not really a color correction, but a curve. Put that up. Just drag this a little bit more farther down. Get more nice darker colors and darker purples here. There we go. That'll work. So now with this, we basically have the same exact thing we have here. I just don't have it. I had an extra little thing on the top and bottom of that, but that's not really crazy. We don't have to really do that. But now is basically just going on to the text, and it's just almost simple enough from that. But I'm just gonna kind of like do the text just a little bit. We're gonna call it. Let's call it pre-made or something. Put it on, I don't know, 50. There's good. That's good. Center in the middle. That's why I have the Control H here. Put in the middle here. Like so. Now with this, I'm just gonna try and actually make it 2 colors. I'm gonna make it purple here. So there we go. Mess around with the color scheme a little bit. Since we have black and purple, I'll make it white and purple. Whatever your color, your secondary color is, try and like maybe mess around with that. There we go. That'll look good. Press OK. And then this is mostly the layer styles I use. I tend to just play with bevel and emboss just a little bit. Bring my depth up to about, I'll say 5. I'll keep it so it's like even. So 565. Put my size up just a little bit to about 70 or so. And this is what I do all the time. I always just change this black into more of a gray, a dark gray. Press OK, but change this white into a gray as well. Even just as almost as matching this color, but just a little more lighter. Press OK, and then just lower the opacity on these. The top one for sure, and keep the bottom one a little bit more higher than this one. So I'll say double it or triple it or whatever. Drop shadow, simple enough, and then just lower my opacity down a little bit. So I'm gonna put the opacity on 50, my distance at 2, and my spread is at 0, and my size is at 5 on the drop shadow. And then the gradient overlay, we're just gonna simply just change this black to a gray, and then change this white to a lighter gray, and then put the blend mode on overlay or soft light. I'll go with soft light, and then just lower it down just a little bit. And that's basically the same layer style I used right here. But my how do you say, the bevel and emboss is, let me see. The bevel and emboss angle is different. If I move this little thing around, you can see that it's different lighting where the light's hitting it at. So you can always mess around with that if you wish as well. I always just try and keep it the top left, so somewhere right there, so it's kind of like nice and straight, like a little line in the middle of it. So that's that. Now with this, more like I'll just do this. I'll move it over here. I don't want to center it. Usually I'll have my thing centered, but like I did on this one, I experimented a little bit. I kind of like this a little bit. So with that, I'll keep that there. Drop down this just a little bit. And now, basically with the whole backgrounds, adding, you know, images and stuff, we'll select the background here. And so that all our pictures that go will be on top of it. We'll just put this right here. Put this right here, like so. And we gotta drag this above this now, don't we? Yep. There we go. And once you want to just Control T it down just a little bit. And then just change your blend mode to luminance. Like so. We'll just erase these edges here so they're not hard edges. Boom. Boom. And then just lower the opacity down to either like 10 or 15. I'll put it to 10 because that looks good to me. So there's that. I'll put it like there. That'll work. And I'm going to do that along the whole entire way. So with these other pictures, like so, drag that here. I'll just erase this here. Hard edges. And then I'll just copy the same exact layer style. It actually copies the same exact, when you change these, like the opacity and also the blend mode, you can copy that layer style. It also counts as a layer style. And when you paste it on this one, it'll copy the same exact settings as that. So there's that, a random hand. I don't know why I picked these stocks, but I did. And I'll just choose this one as the last one. And drag this in over here. And then erase this a little bit. And then paste the layer style here as well. Now with this, I can drag this a little bit over here. It's kind of like bleeding into the overlays here. We'll just merge these two, or not merge it, just group it together with Control G. And then we'll select, I believe, we have to select, we have these templates here still, so we're going to select this right here with the, simple magic wand tool, holding shift to actually select two things right here. So now we can hide this and this, or don't hide this. But anyways, just go to your pictures. I think we do have to group this together though. Yep, we have to group it together. Just change it back to luminance. And then just press delete on your keyboard and it'll delete along where it needs to be deleted. Why is it not deleting? Why aren't you cooperating with me? Group 1, delete. There we go. I don't know why I didn't do it the first time. There we go. So now it's not bleeding over on the overlays itself. So with that, we're almost done. I'll basically just add a simple light effect just almost on top of everything. Layered, simple layer on a simple white brush now. And then we're simply enough just going to use a 0 hardness brush. And we'll just poke a nice little highlight on the top. Like so, just a nice little white burst. So there's that. You can also mess around with some more curves and such. Trying to get a nice darker color scheme here. Say around there or so. And then with that, I'll just also add in the little effect that we did before. So I'm going to group this all together. Control G, Control E. Now I have this all grouped up. W on my keyboard. I'll just put my tolerance up to about 10 or so. And this is the same exact I did in my previous tutorial. do click around just a little bit. That was a big one. Alright, so right click, layer via copy. We'll hide this now. Double click on this, put the stroke on 1, change it to white, and then change my blend mode to overlay. Now we have a nice little color in the middle of it. So, of course, like, it's not exactly the same. It's literally, actually, it's mostly the same. But if you took your time on making the, making these right here, what makes this banner almost is like these little overlay things here. I have like one inside this one, so I just did or like the pen tool thing over again on like over here or something, or just put like right here if I wanted to. And also the links, I got some advice when I put this the banner up the first time. I actually had all black or all white layer, like how do you say them? The social media links or the social media icons here. I would say personally, I also did agree with the person who did tell me it. Use the almost, what is it, the main colors that they use on the social media icons themselves. So if the Instagram logos, whatever this is, like type in Instagram icon, use the exact icon and use the exact color of the blue that they have here. And of course I just kept this white because I just kept it white. I was too lazy to go get the exact colors, but I really do advise you guys to get your exact icons, colors. So it actually makes your banner look like more professional, and I don't know, it just looks so good. I don't know what to say. But of course, if you don't think it looks good, that's fine with me. But I think actually taking the advice of whoever told me, who was it? Sorino. He told me, I was like, hey, this actually looks better if you did this. I agree. It looks cool. It just looks kind of like fills the banner with just life a little bit. Am I talking out of my head? Probably talking out of my head. Anyways, we're done with the video today, so I hope you guys really do enjoy the video. 300 likes on this video would be pretty cool. I mean, I always say 200 likes, so of course 200 likes on this video equals the secret download below for you guys to get all your hands on and get all nasty with it. I don't know what I'm going to give away yet, but when the time comes, I will be giving it away. So anyways, don't forget to check out my brush pack. It's simple enough, $5. You can purchase it down below. You get all these really nice brushes here. And also, don't be afraid to check out SesoHQ.com, my website. Also, don't be afraid to check out Sellfy.com/SesoHQ. Get some of these pre-mades. I have a really nice pre-made banner here. So if you want to like experiment seeing what I've done on previous banners, this something like this. If you want to purchase this, you can get the exact same the exact PSD that I have, and also mess around with it and like search yourself on how I did it. And then also, you can always use this pre-made. And it just looks really good. You want to try it out. Crisp pre-made revamp I showed in my previous tutorial. And it's actually really nice. I really advise you guys to purchase it if you're looking for a nice revamp. It's only $8. There we go. So anyways, thank you guys so much for 27,000 subscribers as well. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. We're almost at 1 million views on the channel. I can't wait for that. Anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. So let's switch you out. Peace. Hey guys, I probably kind of sort of ended the video kind of abruptly. I kind of like forgot. Not really forgot, but just didn't really, completely fill the banner. I always do this and I always forget, but it's like more like I just like to leave it up to you guys to finish the banner itself. But of course I'm not gonna leave you guys to this. You're probably like, why does mine look different from this one? Well, just catch a really good guess, guys. Just a really good guess. Okay, there's a lot more writing on my banner that I've done for Phase Adapt, so I'm gonna just tell you guys what I would say, little tips I guess to say what I would add. So of course I always do this. I always put a description of what I am, whether I'm a graphic designer or whatever I am. So a graphic designer, Call of Duty sniper, or Halo player, or whatever you are. Like honestly, whatever you are, put a little description, like a simple 2-word, 3-word, how many words you can fit under your name. Just a little description of what you are. So the graphic designer, put that there. And of course, you can always just do the, highlight all this by pressing Control A, press Control T to bring up this little table here, and you can separate the letters in between and give it a nice little cool, just a little dramatic look to it. Kind of like have all the words spread apart, or whatever. So that's simple enough. You have like a short word, a short term. You can expand it a little bit, give it a nice little room to fill the banner, and then like something put on top maybe as well. This should all be on top of everything though. Oh, not that. That can stay. This come with me. Boom. Alright, put that there. We can say, what can we say here? We can say pre-made, graphic designer, and then official channel of. Really popular thing people do. So, something like that, channel of. I'm going to just shrink that down to a little bit more than everything else. I'll just bring this back to like 100 or so. And I put that like either far left or far right. It kind of like just fills the banner up. It just looks really good when you fill the banner up with meaning text, not unnecessary things like subscribe here. I'm free every day. Or you can put your upload schedule. I don't know, like things just that mean something to you. And of course, what I do with my social media is I always stick with the stay connected, or you can put just keep connected, or something just that just knows what they're doing. They're staying connected with your social media. So put stay connected, and then you either do the little dots on the end of it or whatever. That's fine. And then start up with your Twitter logo. Put your Twitter information up top. And then of course, if you have any sponsors, you can put their logos down here and your sponsors over here, or whatever. And then of course, if you were the one who designed the banner for a client, I would always recommend you put designed by or something like that, so they can't take your work. Although the client, it's their banner, but of course you try to put watermarks on things that you've done. So designed by Seso is fine. That's what I would do. I just put it not somewhere like in the middle. Don't put like designed by in like big black letters and like right under everything. Just I put Seso or Sisp. But anyways, don't keep that, keep that like hidden somewhere. Maybe even put it on overlay so it's not so like, just being in the way kind of. Or just take that off, put it on overlay. And then designed by Seso, lower it just a little bit. So it's not there, but it's a watermark so people can actually see if they look. So something like that, just pretty much fill the banner up with just a whole bunch of information that you feel like is necessary. Those are my little tips for you guys at the end of the video, and how to basically fulfill the banner. It looks way better now, right, than it did before. It just looks so empty. So I didn't really want to end the video without telling you guys that. So sorry from my part, but hopefully you guys really enjoyed it at the end as well. Talk to you guys later. Seso ciao again for the second time. Gosh, peace.